come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Jimnasium. As always, it is me, XFL Jim. And I'm joined by the man himself. It is Chase, Lupine Fiasco Systems, a.k.a. the Wolf of Oaklawn. Oh, yeah, baby.
Always gets me going. What's up, Jim?
Dude, Chase, another fun weekend of football. The Grey Cup was a great time last night. It was fun to watch. It was a blast. Great game. Congratulations to the Toronto Argonauts for winning their second in 3 years. And that's 8 in a row. So every time, the last 8 Grey Cups that the Argos have appeared in, they have won. They have not made it to a Grey Cup and lost in 8 attempts.
That's pretty impressive. That's a pretty good streak. And they did a Chad Kelly list, too, didn't they?
They did. They did a Chad Kelly list. It was Nick Arbuckle leading the Argos for the win. The defense came to play. Special teams out of this world for the Argos as well. Just cements themselves as a fantastic team. And for the Bombers, that's 5 years in a row that they've made it, but they've lost the last 3.
Oof, that's tough. That's tough for Winnipeg. But, I mean, they're always there. They got plenty of chances.
That's what I'm saying. They still have the opportunity. They're in it consistently. They're in it all the time. So you just got to win that one. And then you're back to being home free.
I think they'll get there. I think they'll get there.
And there was a streaker.
Ooh, like full naked streaker?
Full naked lady streaker.
Oh, wow. It's got to be cold in Toronto.
I would think, right?
Or wherever the Grey Cup was.
It was Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, full on. I saw a little bit of the footage. They talked about it a little bit on the broadcast, but obviously you don't see anything with the TSN cameras. But
Sure.
it was a fun time. The CFL season, as usual, it's a long season. For 9 teams, 21-week regular season, and then the 2 rounds of playoffs before the championship game. It's a lot to cover. It started all the way back in like late May.
Sounds more like a war of attrition than anything else.
That's how it felt with Uncle Rico going through it. We would talk about it every week on Spring Fever. It was just like, oh, God, we're on week 18. We're on week 19. It's so long. When I did the research for it, it's really not that much longer than, say, like an NFL season. But the issue is with the CFL is that there's less than there's like a little bit more than the quarter of the teams in the CFL compared to the NFL. So you're just watching like the same match. You get the same team. A lot of times you would have these teams play each other 2-3 weeks in a row. So you're just getting a lot of the same stuff happening over and over again. And not saying anything negative about it because I love the CFL. The CFL season was fantastic. It was extremely entertaining. This was one of the bigger CFL seasons that I can remember. Just in fact of like people viewing it and the zeitgeist sort of getting behind it. They did a really good job this year of like branching out and getting people involved.
Excellent use of the word zeitgeist.
Yeah, I wanted to throw that in there. I thought that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Chase, it's a sad day for us. Biff Poggi was fired today from Charlotte.
Is this, in a way, the ultimate disrespect for Biff Poggi, which makes him even more dangerous whenever he gets hired on someplace new?
That is what I'm saying. So, watch out for where Biff Poggi goes.
Yeah.
Game 1, we will be betting it. Game 1, I will be betting on Biff Poggi. This is the ultimate disrespect.
I think he ends up at Florida. That's where Biff Poggi ends up.
Great move.
I think
he ends up in Florida retiring.
Yeah.
I just remember when he was at the AAC media days, mad that they only got asked 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
And that they picked Charlotte last.
Yeah. Yep.
That's where the disrespect started.
Yep. That's That's where a lot of the disrespect happened. Yeah, man. He was the only firing. Like we had like 2 or 3 of them though in like a span of 24 hours.
We had Temple firing their coach basically Sunday morning. Tom Herman got let go not too much longer after that from FAU, which capitalized at that moment. Every school with an owl mascot has now fired their coach this year. So we had Kennesaw State, Temple, Rice, and FAU all firing their coaches this year. I don't know if that's ever happened.
That all of one mascot has eradicated their head coach. I don't know. I don't think it has. I don't think there's any way.
I just also wanted to say we should make this a thumbnail.
Heh.
God, that's a good picture.
We love you, Biff. We'll miss
Love
you.
you, Viv. Also, Wisconsin got rid of Phil Longo, new OC for them. So I am ready for them to now hang 300 to 400 yards on Nebraska this coming Saturday.
Right.
They're on their third string quarterback and a new OC. You know, that's just how it is.
This is how it goes.
We'll get into the recaps in a little bit. Was there any other firings? Oh, I saw it. I don't know when this happened, but this just is how under the radar the team is. Ball State may have fired their coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ball State. That's
okay.
crazy.
Okay,
Maction.
It's not the coaches we thought. The coaches we thought would get fired so far, aside from your boy Sam Pittman. Like Billy Napier got an extension. He's coming back next year. Baylor just said sign that up another year. They're doing another year for Aranda. So
yeah. I don't know, man.
You gotta make that bold. Hey, this week is an important week in Arkansas.
It's very, very important. It is. I can't stress how important this week is for.
They just upset. Hey, La Tech. I mean, we'll talk about it. La Tech just upset Western Kentucky,
who's arguably the best team in CUSA.
Letdown spot though. If we win
it, I think that we could even go 7-5 and beat Missouri.
Oh, yes. I think so. I think that's very much a possibility. Let's start looking back at the week that was, week 12 of college football. Crazy that it's already week 12. Crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Buffalo beat Ball State 51-48 on Tuesday.
In a wild one.
That was a crazy one. Toledo 37, Central Mich 10, Bowling Green 31, Western Michigan 13. Rough Tuesday for us. I do think Bowling Green is probably the best team in the MAC.
I think so too. At this point, I think you can probably go ahead and carve them out as a likely one half of your MAC championship. It's
really like a 3-team race right now. It's them, then Miami of Ohio, and Ohio. Those are your 3 teams kind of vying for it right now. Ohio beat Eastern Michigan 35-10, and Miami of Ohio beat Kent State 34-7. Kent State probably the only team going over this year.
Whew. We called that shot on a few teams too.
It was them, Kennesaw State. There was a couple other ones. Do you remember? Can you name the last team that went over?
That feels like something like UMass or Connecticut would have done.
I believe it was in the same conference as Kent State, if that narrows it down.
So it was a MAC team?
I believe it was a MAC team. Let me see. Yes, it was a MAC team. It was 5 years ago. You get one guess. Yes! The Akron Zips in 2019 went 0-12.
That's tough. That's real tough. That's hard. Like, how do you get up every single day and go to football practice when you're on like a 0-10, 0-11 team?
Their closest game was their second to last game. They lost at Miami of Ohio 17-20. But other than that, there's a 29-37 in there. I'll just go through their schedule. 42-3, 31-20, 45-24, 35-7, 26-3, 21-0, 49-0, 35-6, 40. They're not even. Kent State, by the way, is also. This is basically Kent State's schedule this year. They're getting blasted. Kent State is non-competitive in these games, by the way.
Yeah. It's pretty bad for them.
Let's take a look at Kent State's real quick. Just this is just sad. 55-24, 23-17, but that was against FCS opponent St. Francis. 71-0 Tennessee, 56-0 Penn State, 52-33 Eastern Mich, 37-35 Ball State. Close. That was your shot. That was your opportunity.
That was it. That was the one.
27-6 Bowling Green, 55-21 Western, 41-0 Ohio, and now 34-7.
See, it seems like with Akron, what you read off, and now what you're reading off with this team, it sounds like there's a distinct point where these teams have quit. And because you can tell, it's like when they start getting just like ass pounded at the end of the season, it's like you're like, okay, they've given up, and I think they've probably given up at this point.
Yeah, when you're getting pounded out of conference by a team like Tennessee and Penn State, playoff teams, teams with playoff aspirations, especially at that point in the season, understandable if you're a team like Kent State, understandable, and Pitt. These are good P4 teams. When you're getting blasted by other MAC schools, that is a bad sign.
That's a bad sign.
I don't think he gets fired, though. I don't think Kent State has the money because this is his second year.
Oof, that's got to be a tough position because they play those big games just to keep themselves afloat.
Yeah. Chase, he has one win as a coach at Kent State.
Hey Jim, swipe your hand over your camera right now. You went out of focus for some reason.
We're good. We're fine. It was doing that last night too. One win as a head coach at Kent State. And that's over the Central Connecticut. I don't even know what they are.
SinCon. The SinCon Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's a rough stretch. That is a rough stretch. Speaking of other MAC scores, NIU hanging around, beats Akron 29-16. And then Thursday, with ECU over Tulsa 38-31. Good job, Tulsa, hanging around. I think both these teams ECU did fire their coach. Tulsa should fire their coach. Friday, Colorado State 24-10 over Wyoming. They were putting on a clinic in that one. Disappointing Wyoming season. Colorado State, though, we'll get into it when we do our conference championship picks.
Very quiet.
Inside track for the Mountain West. I think it's probably them and Boise. UTSA 48, North Texas 27. UTSA has their quarterback. They have figured it out. If only they would have done this at the start of the season.
Yeah, it might have been a pretty good start because they were getting absolutely pounded, and it was just terrible quarterback play at the beginning of the season. I don't know. I'm glad that they've turned it around just because I like Jeff Traylor so much.
Same. Washington 31, UCLA 19.
Finally, UCLA comes back to earth.
Mm-hmm. It's about time.
Yeah.
Arizona 27, Houston 3. Houston also coming back down to earth.
Yeah. Willie Fritz is going to have... Dude, that's a team to watch out for next year. Willie Fritz is going to have that team firing.
Yes, he will. Speaking of old Willie Fritz teams, Tulane 35, Navy 0.
Dude, they are just blasting people. Absolutely blasting people.
And if Boise trips up, Tulane is not a bad pick to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get through Army first, to be fair.
Big game this week. No, Army plays Notre Dame this week. Big game coming up for the AAC championship game. That's going to be massive in determining a lot. Colorado 49, Utah 24. Colorado, they pulled away late, but they're just good. They didn't really run the ball fantastic in this game, but their defense was good. Again, this is Utah. This is a Utah that is just like a shell of whatever they are, but still a good win, dominating win.
I'd say a rudderless Utah even.
And at this point in the season, Colorado controls their destiny on making the Big 12 championship game, which is a fantastic job by Deion Sanders and that whole group.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep. We knew the least about this team going into the season. We know something now.
They're doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
La Tech 12, Western Kentucky 7.
What the hell? What is going on? I don't like what I'm seeing.
To be fair, the fact that it's so low scoring might give you some hope. This is more, I caught some clips of this one. This was more of a Western Kentucky fuck up than a La Tech win. La Tech is not a good team.
No, they're not.
They are not.
They're a team I picked to go 0 for this season.
And I don't. If you're Western Kentucky, you can't do this. You cannot do this.
No.
Libibity 35, UMass 34.
In overtime, right?
In overtime. Missed a field goal. Missed a PAT to get the win.
It would have been nice. It would have been something. It would have been, I'd like to see Jamie Chadwell leave Liberty.
I do too, because I like him.
Yeah, so I guess it's probably good for him to win games because it's probably faster way out than losing games.
Yeah, probably. Ohio State 31, Northwestern 7. Classic, just, you know what was happening here.
Yeah, kind of figured that they would beat him by more, but they just kind of coasted.
They coasted. Northwestern scored first. They had that going for them.
That's true.
Texas 20, Arkansas 10.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That is for sure. Defense actually showed something. They looked pretty good, I think, holding that offense to 20 points. And I don't know. There's a point in the third quarter when we were only down 3. It all in all was not a bad showing. It was still, moral victories suck.
Texas' defense did look really good. They were smothering you guys quite a bit. I will say this. Texas, this game, not good on third down.
Not good on third
down. The offense was
all.
not good on third down. They were constantly getting stuffed.
They weren't doing a good job of protecting Quinn Ewers either.
No, they were not. That offensive line looked suspect. The defense for Texas, though, looks still really good.
Pretty good. Yep.
Clemson 24, Pitt 20. What a Pitt way to lose.
Just how are you just gonna let Cade fucking Klubnik run wild on you like that?
You know what? Because I love this from Garrett Riley as a play call. Because you do not expect Cade Klubnik to run. Ever. He's not a runner.
No.
And what do you do here? Gutsy call, gamble. It paid off because he just went untouched.
And it was just this weird little path. It was the perfect little path, and he was just free. It was, God damn it. I was ready to be pounding my chest about my Clemson take after Pitt knocked them off, and then that shit happened.
Dude, they're still hanging around in the ACC odds. Like, if SMU or Miami trips up,
yeah,
Clemson's right there. I will say this, probably going to be humbled by South Carolina, I would imagine.
I think so, too.
It would be very South Carolina to have, like, this very fun, awesome season, though, and then still lose to Clemson.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
It would be gross and disgusting, and I wouldn't want it. But if Clemson does lose to South Carolina and, say, Miami trips up and it's a Clemson-SMU ACC game, see a 3-loss Clemson in the playoffs if they win the ACC. That would be gross.
That would be all sorts of disgusting.
That would be gross. Auburn 48, ULM 14, whatever.
Yeah. Pass.
Whatever. Marshall 31, Coastal 19. So when we were previewing this on the tailgate, I was like, it felt a little weird. It was the anniversary of the plane crash.
Yeah.
I should have been all over Marshall here. We should have been all over Marshall.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter and then completely forgot about it while we were doing our picks.
Kentucky 48, Murray State 6, whatever again. This is like, again, late season classic SEC matchup.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Mercer versus Alabama. Who cares?
Yeah.
Jacksonville State 34, Florida International 31 with a comeback from Jayville State.
They've got everything clicking right now. What do you think Rich Rod stays at Jacksonville State, or do you think he's on to better things after this season?
If they win the CUSA, where could he go? FAU? Do they have the money?
Maybe. That would be an upgrade.
So far, it's really only... There's no P4 jobs open, are there?
No, not yet.
Jeff says Mercer let him down. Wasn't the trap he thought it was. Fair. I don't know where Rich Rod would go. Like, the G5 spots that are open, are they necessarily super step-ups? Like, FAU, you think of it, but that's just really because of the Kiffin years, and you feel like they would have some money.
Rice,
no. Temple, I don't think so. I think those are more lateral than anything, if that.
Yeah.
Kennesaw State, no.
No.
See what direction Fresno goes in at the end of the year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know. Like, there's no jobs that I think would be a definitive step up from Jayville State.
Something will open up.
And I don't think he could be a coordinator role. Like, he could do that, but I don't.
True.
Is a P4 coordinator a step up from G5 head coach?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's something to
Probably
I mean,
is.
it depends on the school, probably.
Yeah, it depends on the school, but like money-wise, probably.
Oh, money-wise, yeah, almost definitely, I would think. Temple 18, FAU 15. Both coaches fired. The rare double coach firing game.
Yeah. God, if you're Temple, I don't know. I got to think that like Temple believes they're better, they're capable of more, and we know that they aren't. Is the sad part.
I mean, they're capable of being not the bottom.
I mean, is Metro Philadelphia really like a place to pull a whole bunch? Like, I can understand like basketball players, but like a whole bunch of like football players from? I really don't think so.
Dude, I don't know how what's his name did so good at Temple.
Matt Rule.
Yeah, I don't know how he did so good at Temple back in the day.
Oh, he's paying them.
Dude, you can still pay him now. I don't get it. Illinois 38, Michigan State 16. You called this one.
Yeah, just a Burtoning of the highest order. Just drop the hammer. Burt dropped the hammer in this one.
Dude, Illinois probably going to finish 8-4, right?
That's
Solid
a big
season.
victory for Illinois. Yeah.
Solid ass season for Illinois. Maybe 9-3 even. I think it might be on the table. Syracuse 33.
If they go 9-3, Brett Bielema's job is safe as long as he wants it.
Right?
Like he can retire there.
I think so. Syracuse 33, Cal 25. I'm shaking, dude. Cal is 1-5 in the ACC.
That's rough, man. This is kind of what they get after they bumped their gums as much as they did after that Auburn win. But
I'm still loving them. The issue with Cal, like Chase. So their losses here. They lost to Florida State, that's a bad loss. That's a bad loss. But it was 5 points. They lost to Miami by 1 point. They lost to Pitt by 2 points. They lost to NC State by 1 point.
Yep.
They beat Wake Forest by 10. They lose to Syracuse. This is their biggest loss in conference. That is a 8-point loss. Cal fans, I'm just going to say, as a Nebraska fan, I understand.
You feel all that pain. I feel it.
I feel all the pain. It's very important they win this week. So they have Stanford and SMU left. They need one of those games to make a bowl.
I think they beat Stanford.
I think they do too, especially in a letdown spot after Stanford just beat Louisville. I think they get it. Sam Houston 23, Kennesaw State 17. Sam Houston's keeping their CUSA dreams alive.
Yeah, talk about a big-time turnaround. And Kennesaw State, maybe next year.
Also in overtime, by the way. Also OT. Mm-hmm. Good game. Utah State 55, Hawaii 10. Hawaii getting points coming off of the island. Yeah. South Florida 59, Charlotte 24. So long, Biff.
So the game that got Biff fired was the South Florida game. Just remember that. Just write that in your memory banks.
The next time Biff plays South Florida.
Mm-hmm. Big time Biff revenge spot.
Check. Air Force 28, Oregon State 0.
That's not a good Air Force team either.
No, it is not. That is a bad loss. This Oregon State team is depleted.
Yeah.
Depleted. Stanford 38, Louisville 35.
What happened? How?
Well, when you have great penalties at the end of the game, one is like an unnecessary roughness, I believe, to like bring them further down to kick the field goal, and then they had an offsides to get them even closer. It was still a 52-yard field goal attempt, and he nails it. And this is his second one. I think when they beat Syracuse, it was like a 53-yarder.
They just did it to us. This makes me sad. This is a sad result.
Yeah, this is a real sad. Like that's usually Jeff Brom's on the other side of these games.
Yeah. Usually he's the big comeback guy.
That's a bad loss.
It's a really ugly loss.
SMU 38, Boston College 28. SMU came storming back too. They were down a little bit in this one.
Yeah. It's amazing that Boston College is giving people fight with no Castellanos.
Right? They still look pretty good out there. Also, SMU, for teams jumping from the G5 to like the P4 or P5, best record
Actually,
ever. No team has ever gone 6-0.
It's impressive. And it was a strong angle last year, just crushing these new Power 4 teams.
Yeah, and SMU's bucking the trend. They're legit. I'm rooting for them to win the whole thing now. I'm just rooting for them to win the conference. Florida 27, LSU 16. Dude, Brian Kelly's got to be... He can't stick around, right? I mean, he probably will for a year, but like...
Seeing people pine for the Ed Orgeron days makes me think that he's not long for this world at LSU.
Dude, you can't be doing this at LSU.
Not against Florida. Not against a bad Florida either.
DJ Lagway's the truth. They're going to be... Florida's a team to watch out for next year.
We'll see.
Depending on what they... I think DJ Lagway at least will be very good.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
LSU, the mad Brian Kelly meter is full bore. And yeah, you can't have another year like this. Like you're...
Did you see him tell that kid who's fucking uncoachable?
Yeah, I did.
Amazing. I don't understand why anyone plays for Brian Kelly because he's such a dick.
He seems like the worst person to play for.
Just
the worst.
Fake and a dick.
Notre Dame 35, Virginia 14. Notre Dame's been putting it on teams since their loss to NIU.
They've got to win with style right now because of that NIU loss. Let's see what they do against Army. I hope it's not a replay of like Notre Dame big, Navy small with Notre Dame and Army.
I hope not. But a big factor in that was all the turnovers from Navy.
That's true.
If Army just
that's why they got absolutely hammered. But like it still was teetering on like not really respectable just because of the way that they were running it down their throats.
Fair. But like Navy was having the drives. If Army can capitalize on the drives, I think they'll be okay. Again, but with every Army game, it's how does Daly do? It all goes through him.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State 49, Purdue 10. I wanted to mention this one. Did you see the clip of the Purdue wide receiver thinking he was in the end zone, but because of the way that they paint their end zones, he was actually out of bounds?
No, I didn't see this.
It was hilarious. So the guy's like in the corner of the end zone going for the pass. He steps out of bounds. But the way Purdue has it, they have like a white line and then more black and then the actual white outline.
Okay.
So it looks like you're still in bounds, but he was definitely out of bounds. Celebrated the catch and then saw he was out of bounds.
That sucks. That sucks for him.
Don't paint your field goals like that. Don't paint your end zones like that, people. USC 28, Nebraska 20. Add it to the list of one-score losses. Terrible clock management at the end of this game from Matt Rule yet again. The offense did look better for a good chunk of the game. Really getting the ball out on time. There were parts that still seemed like old Nebraska offense that I didn't love, but Dana making it a little bit of a difference. The biggest thing for me is the defense and our DBs. Like this game in particular encapsulated every luck aspect of winning because there was two surefire interceptions. One that like our guy had it right here, went through his hands directly into the cradle of a USC receiver for a touchdown. That was brutal. Another one where we throw the ball. We're on offense. We throw the ball. It bounces off our guy right into the arms of a USC defender. And also, the last play of the game, blatant pass interference, not called. Turn the ball over. It's like 3 seconds left. It's the last play of the game. They usually don't call it, and I'm mad, but whatever. It happens. It's just another way for us to lose. We keep losing. That is, I think Matt Rule in like go for bowl games is like 0-9 now at Nebraska.
That's pretty rough. That's but
Nebraska's a total is like, I forget what the number is.
Yeah, it's like 30 something.
It's crazy, dude. For like we started the season 5-1. We started 5-1, and I would not be surprised if we ended the season 5-7.
Buddy.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
That is pretty tough. I'm sorry for you.
I don't understand. Like, if we don't make a bowl game, this will be a very tough offseason.
I think you're probably right.
We got 2 shots. You got Wisconsin, you got Iowa. That's it.
I think you're going to jump up on Wisconsin. I think it's going to happen this week.
Chase, do you know the last time we beat Wisconsin?
I don't know.
It was 2012.
No time better than the present.
It's fair. It's been 12 years since we beat Wisconsin. I was there. Time. I was going to the University of Nebraska. I was a student at that university the last time we beat Wisconsin.
That's amazing.
It hasn't happened since. It's been brutal. I don't know, man. It's constant. It is through 4 different coaches, basically. Through 3 coaches for sure. Who knows how many OCs and how many quarterbacks? It's the same shit over and over and over again. At least our kicker's good. Our kicker was making kicks, which is something that I couldn't have said the previous years.
Yeah. It used to be tragedy anytime Flip met ball in Nebraska.
Baylor 49, West Virginia 35. I think Baylor just has a really good offense. I think Baylor actually has like a fun, really good offense.
And I think while Dave Aranda just got extended, I think Neil Brown's about to get shit canned.
Yeah, probably. His seat just got super hot.
Yeah, if you're not winning to Morgantown, yeah.
I think Baylor's just a fun team right now, dude. Baylor's been super fun to watch on offense. JMU 35, ODU 32.
Whew. Shout out NASCAR. What's up, buddy?
Shout out my boy NASCAR.
JMU's still good.
Yeah.
Amazing this was close, but still, they're always going to put out points.
Troy 28, Georgia Southern 20. Big win for Troy. They're starting to kind of like get things pieced back together.
Yeah, they've been decimated by injuries. It's been rough for them.
Yes, NASCAR, the Grey Cup was fucking amazing last night. South Carolina 34, Missouri 30. I think this was the game of the day, personally.
I think so, too.
Back and forth, extremely exciting. And then the last, minute? 2 minutes? Minute 45 was just...
That South Carolina front 7 is nothing to be fucked with, man.
They're so spooky. They're so good. I love them so much. Also, I do love Lenore Sellers. He's so fun. And Rocket Sanders is a great compliment to what he can do.
Good to see Rocket Sanders having some sort of success.
If South Carolina hadn't have lost to LSU,
what could have been?
They'd be a legit playoff team. It's a damn shame. Arkansas State 27, Georgia State 20. Just good one for our Wolves. Good job.
Yeah. Bowl eligible, Arkansas State.
Damn right. Rutgers 31, Maryland 17. Bowl eligible Rutgers.
Bowl eligible Rutgers and Maryland. I don't think you even got September Maryland this year.
No, we didn't. And that's why they're not making a bowl probably.
Yep.
Rough season for Maryland. Arizona State 24, K-State 14. Shout out Kenny Dillingham and the job he's doing at Arizona State.
They were not supposed to be anything this year at all. And they've played some really good games and won some pretty clutch wins. And this is a big one. That's a big one to win. That really kind of throws the Big 12 into tumult a little bit.
Yeah, and when K-State loses, they lose bad. You remember that BYU one?
Yeah.
Rough. Rough. Boise State 42, San Jose State 21. Boise pulled away here. And, I mean, probably won't play anyone until they play Colorado State in the Mountain West Conference championship game.
That's about it, but the pressure is going to be there every single time until they do play.
Facts. South Alabama 24, Louisiana Lafayette 22. You called this one.
I thought that they might have their hands full.
And they did. Good on you, South Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Feisty. Texas State 58, Southern Miss 3. Whatever. Oregon 16, Wisconsin 13.
I can't believe that they snuck by Wisconsin, but I think that's a tough place to play at night, in Wisconsin.
I agree. Also, as close as the game actually was, I never felt like Oregon was going to lose, though.
That's fair.
I didn't trust Wisconsin's offense at all.
There's been nothing trustworthy about it for at least 2 years now.
That's why they fired Phil Longo.
Yep.
Georgia 31 at Tennessee 17.
Tennessee's just not quite there yet. They're going to be. You can tell that they're going to be.
When Georgia's not clicking, dude.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because Georgia only has to be clicking for one half of football. They only have to be good for one half of football to be able to win. It's amazing.
When they're clicking, it is something fierce to watch. I agree with you, though. Tennessee next year going to be something to watch out for. Texas A&M 38, New Mexico State 3. What the fuck ever.
Whatever.
North Carolina 31, Wake Forest 24. Let's go, Wake. Let's go. Good win.
Yeah. Good cover.
Iowa State 34, Cincinnati 17. Pulled away with this one. Good job, Iowa State. Bounce back after 2 losses in a row. Memphis 33, UAB 18.
Was this the rib? The rib trophy between UAB and Memphis?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And then
that's the kind of trophy I can get behind, a rack of ribs.
It's a good trophy.
Yeah.
New Mexico 38, Washington State 35.
Gotcha.
New Mexico, baby. I think this is their first ranked win in a long time.
So I think it probably, I can say off the top of my head, it's got to be.
Like 8 years, maybe, is what they said. I forget. Kansas 17, BYU 13. The magic finally ran out for BYU.
Yeah, but they're still in the driver's seat to go to the Big 12 championship game.
They are, and Kansas right now are kind of the killers of the Big 12.
Yeah.
Fighting their way back to hopefully a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are they sitting at right now? Kansas is sitting at 4-6. They got to go. If they win out against Colorado and Baylor, good on you, Kansas, to finish out the season that way.
That's a tall order. That's a very tall order.
It is, but they're playing better. They're looking good. They could do it. I just don't know how likely it is. And then UNLV 41, San Diego State 20. UNLV taking care of business. Also could be playing in the Mountain West Conference Championship. Chase, are you ready to do our conference champion predictions?
Let's go.
We're going to go alphabetical order. So the AAC is already locked in. It is Army versus Tulane. Who wins this one?
I'm going to go Army.
I'm going Tulane here. I think Tulane is just, they're playing at that level right now. People are forgetting about Army. I think people have shoved Army away. It's like a Tulane or Boise situation, but no one's been talking about Army.
No, and I think that scheme makes them competitive no matter what.
Jeff asking, by the way, before he gets out of here, how many tornadoes did you give the live stream? That was a good time. It was a great game. And enough. I gave her enough. The ACC right now, SMU is on top, 6-0 in conference. You got Clemson and Miami down there at 7-1 for Clemson in conference. Miami at 5-1 in conference. I do believe Miami has the tiebreaker though, since they beat Louisville. So probably SMU Miami.
I think SMU Miami more than likely.
And dude, I think Miami wins it. I think they got that weird Cam Ward shit.
I'd probably go SMU there, I think.
Please. And yes, I did keep my twisted tees. I got them right here.
There you go.
I really hope you're right in that one. Big 12. So BYU's basically in. There's not really too much. Like both them and Colorado, they have their path. They win and they're in. Others right behind them though, Arizona State and Iowa State.
I think it's going to be Colorado. I think Colorado's going to win it.
I think so too. I think it's probably BYU Colorado, and I think Colorado wins. If they do trip up to Kansas though, I could very easily see Iowa State sneaking in. But I think if it's Iowa State, BYU, maybe BYU. BYU has some weird juju stuff going. When it's like when they got the magic, it feels like they can't lose. Like they can't do anything to lose.
Right.
But I do feel like Colorado takes it. They're just playing so good right now. Big Ten, it's Oregon has basically locked it up, and then it's probably either Indiana or Ohio State. That'll be decided this week.
Yeah, and it's likely Ohio State.
Likely. That's such a big, mental jump for Indiana to get that win. I'm going to say Ohio State. I'm going to say Ohio State avenges their loss to Oregon in the championship game.
That's probably right. Forcing Oregon to not to play 4 games as opposed to getting the bye.
Also, Oregon has been on a tear. I think they this is their first bye week in a while. They had 8 weeks in a row with no bye.
Yeah.
Conference USA, it's looking like it's going to be Jayville State versus one of either Western Kentucky or Sam Houston State. Liberty's still hanging around at 4-2, but
I'm going to say Sam Houston, and I think Jayville State wins it.
I do think Jayville State wins it, and I think Western Kentucky's in there. I think it's Western Kentucky, Jack State. I do think Jayville State ends up getting the dub. For the MAC, okay, there's 3 teams at 5-1 right now. It's Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio, and Ohio. Western Michigan and Buffalo and Toledo sit at 4-2. This one is tricky.
I just off the top of my head, I'm going to say that it's going to be Bowling Green and Ohio.
I'm going to say Bowling Green and Miami, but I think Bowling Green gets the dub. I think Bowling Green wins the MAC this year.
I'm with you.
Mountain West, it's Boise State, and right now Colorado State has the inside track to get in the conference championship game. I do think it's those teams, and I think Boise State probably beats them.
Boise State handles business, yeah.
SEC. Right now, if everything, it'll get sorted out at the end of the season because Texas and Texas A&M play each other. Is there a shot we get a rematch the next week for the conference championship game?
I don't know. I have no idea with
they're both
how the
5-1.
scenarios could all play out.
They're both 5-1. Georgia, Tennessee are both 5-2. Alabama, Ole Miss are 4-2. Ole Miss with losses to Georgia. There's so many weird I don't know who's playing in the SEC championship game. I'm gonna guess it is Texas and Georgia. Nope, sorry. I'm going to guess Texas, Alabama, because Alabama's going to do something. I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't know either, but I'm not sure if I'm sold on Texas. I think whoever Texas plays shocks them.
My guess will be Texas, Alabama. Alabama gets the win. That's my guess. I have no idea how this shakes out. Really wish South Carolina wouldn't have lost to LSU because they would be right in the mix, and that would be very fun. That would be awesome. Sun Belt. In the East, it's probably Marshall. Georgia Southern's right behind them, but it's probably Marshall. In the West, it's almost assuredly Louisiana. So it's probably Marshall, Louisiana. I think Louisiana wins that one.
The Louisiana romps, probably.
Yeah, probably. I think right now the most exciting conference, to look at and speculate around is the SEC, just because I have no idea.
Me either. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that there's so much that could happen. There's so many people that have outside shots that, yeah. And so many big games come. Yeah, there's such big games coming up, too, that, it's not. This is rivalry weekend for a reason, or these rivalry weekends are coming up. So it's a high time for someone to get knocked off the path.
You want to hear who's sitting at the bottom of the SEC standings just to make you feel good?
Yes.
So it's Mississippi State at the bottom, obviously. 0-6 in conference, 2-8 overall. At 1-6 in conference, 4-6 overall, it's the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yep.
They have to win
Feels
out
good.
to make a bowl, so they have to beat Texas and Louisville to make a bowl.
Love
Kentucky
it.
probably
Love
not
to
going
hear it.
bowling. Right above Kentucky, 1-5 in conference, also 4-6, also probably not going to make a bowl. The Auburn Tigers. They also
Feels
have to
good.
win out. They have to beat Texas A&M and Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think they win either of those.
So rough go of it for both of those teams.
Yep.
Oklahoma just needs one more win. It's Alabama and LSU for Oklahoma.
Who knows? They can maybe jump up and get LSU the way LSU's been playing.
They could get LSU. But yeah, just Auburn, Kentucky right there at the bottom. I feel like that's a good feeling for you. You're comfortably two teams ahead of Auburn.
Feels good. Feels
You're
real
sitting
good.
right below Vanderbilt, right above Florida.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's about where we should be.
That's like the Arkansas home is like in between South Carolina and Oklahoma. You could be any one of these teams. Now looking towards the NFL, Thursday night we had the Eagles besting the Commanders 26-18. Eagles
will put it together. Yeah, I think they've got it figured out for as much shit as Nick Sirianni got at the start of the season.
I still don't know if he's a great coach, but I think this is a great team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Howie Roseman's built probably one of the best rosters the NFL has seen in a while.
Packers 20, Bears 19.
Fucking Bears, dude.
Dude, I'm glad I'm not a Bears fan.
How lightly did he touch that ball? Too the one that the block at the end, like he like touched it at just like the perfect point in the ball to make the spin change and it to fall short.
Why didn't the Bears try and run another play to get
No idea.
a closer kick? What
Bears gonna bear?
Yeah, I guess so. He's got to be fired at the end of the year, right?
Probably.
Got to be. Lions 52, Jacksonville Jaguars 6. Speaking of coaches fired.
It is not enough for the Detroit Lions to win. They have to absolutely clown you in the fucking process too, dude.
Dude, they're doing style points things. They're playing like a college team needing to get style points.
And they're running like double reverse flea flickers and just
they're having fun.
Dude, they don't want to win. They want to humiliate you, and they're humiliating some teams, man.
I think the Detroit Lions, they only have one speed. They only know how to go hard.
Yeah.
Vikings 23, Titans 13. Titans stink. They just stink.
Will Levis, what are you going to say?
I know, right? Dolphins 34, Raiders 19.
Tua looks good.
He does. Dude, again, this is a bad team. Of course he does. The offense with and without Tua is like night and day, though. It's crazy how much better it looks with Tua in there. It's insane to me. Yeah, we're fun. I think Miami right now is just a team that people don't want to play. We don't really have any playoff aspirations, but we're a team that no one wants to play. We could ruin some seasons, and I really hope we do.
Yep.
Rams 28, Patriots 22.
They got Puka and Cooper cut back. Like they're gonna like whoop up on some teams to end the season. I'm not sure. They might sneak in as like a wild card, maybe.
I think they could. Patriots, this is kind of what you want. You want close losses. You want your guys to look decent, but you want that draft pick.
Yeah.
Your New Orleans Saints 35, Cleveland Browns 14.
In the Jameis Bowl.
Yeah.
Good to have 2 wins in a row. Can we turn it into something meaningful? Probably not, but at least we aren't, just folding up. But I think this is a complete burn down and restart.
You're still on the burn it down train.
Yeah, I'm still on the burn it down train. No one's safe, even Taysom Hill.
Not even Taysom Hill?
Not even Taysom Hill. He's not even safe.
He went 7 for 138 in this game and 3 touchdowns. He went off.
Get rid of him.
What offense would you want to see Taysom Hill in? Shanahan?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. He'd have a field day in the San Francisco offense.
Also, I do kind of I don't know. I kind of would like to see someone like that in Miami. Just whatever the weird shit he would draw up. Colts 28, Jets 27. Jets are dead. Officially dead. Stamp it.
Yeah.
Book.
I love seeing Aaron Rodgers lose at this point, so this was just fucking fantastic.
Very cathartic.
And Anthony Richardson had a great game, too.
He looked good. He did look good. Steelers 18, Ravens 16. Get the dub without scoring a tutty. Always impressive.
This Pittsburgh team has like magic written on them. I think they could make a deep run in the playoffs just off of just pure grit.
Dude, they have with the Chiefs losing, I think they have a track to be able to get a 1 seed.
They have 2 losses.
They are first in their conference by a decent chunk.
Yeah.
On a 5-game winning streak. Yeah, they're 8-2. Like, don't sleep on the Steelers team. They're legit. Broncos 38, Falcons 6. Do we have to admit that Bo Nix is good? Do we have to admit that Bo Nix is good?
He's been like, I've been less and less apprehensive to say that Bo Nix is good since he left Auburn. So I think he might be good. He might be pretty good.
Because I think Bo Nix is good, and I don't know if I can really come to terms with that for the amount of Bo Nix slander that we've done as a collective.
True. We can grow. He can grow.
True. That's fair. Seahawks 20, 49ers 17. This one I did not catch, I'm going to be honest.
Me either. Didn't see any of this.
Bills 30, Chiefs 21. They finally got him.
Up until that final interception, me and my buddy Kurt were watching the game and we were like, Kansas City's still going to win this game. They were down 10 and we were like, Kansas City.
Like, how are the Chiefs going to get out of this one?
Yeah, exactly. And no, they didn't, which made me happy to see Zonka pop the champagne for the 72 Dolphins.
Yep, it felt good. I'm not going to lie, that felt good. These games are also super fun every time. Bills Chiefs is like, can we play that every week, please?
Yep.
Give me more of that. And then Chargers 34, Bengals 27. That basically puts a nail in the Bengals season, right?
Yeah, it does. And the Chargers really tried to charger this game up, but big run by J.K. Dobbins at the end to win it.
Like 4-7. I don't see how they. I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because Joe Burrow has just been like putting out bonkers numbers week in and week out, and they keep losing.
Yep.
True. So he went 28 for 50 for 356 yards and 3 tutties.
I've seen that he is unvictorious since he started dressing like a middle-aged lesbian.
I mean, he's kind of been doing that all season, though.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the score into the game tonight?
The Texans are up 17-10 right now.
It sounds about right.
Let's see. What is it? It's almost halftime.
That sounds about right. Anything we're looking forward to for next week, Chase? Are you looking forward to locking up a bowl for Arkansas?
Dude, I'm so excited about this La Tech game. My little heart is going to be broken if we fucking lose this game.
Mine will be broken for you. I'm already prepping, and I'm seeing a lot of Nebraska fans prepping online to just like, well, Wisconsin is on their 3rd-string quarterback, and they're on a new OC. How are they going to put up 300 yards and win by 1 score in this game? It will come down to my prediction, the Nebraska-Wisconsin game. Nebraska will have a last-minute drive to tie the game up and lose embarrassingly in overtime. That is my prediction. We make it to overtime, but lose embarrassingly.
Like 3 and out with a missed field goal? Touchdown on the first play, sort of thing?
I don't even know if we get that. So I'd already told you this stat, Chase, but in the last, 7 or 8 overtimes, Nebraska has not even gotten a first down.
Yeah, so 3 and out and a missed field goal is what it sounds like. Yeah.
Either that or just like the last time where it was 4 penalties and then 4, we just did nothing.
Right.
That's my prediction was we make it to overtime and lose in embarrassing fashion overtime. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you next time for another awesome episode of the Gymnasium. Bye-bye, everybody.